Dokusan line will be open this evening. If you have never had Dokusan or have not had Dokusan in the last month, please raise your hand. Thank you. Anyone else that would like to have Dokusan this evening, please raise your hand. Atha on opening the sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. There's kind of a lot of you tonight. This is wonderful. You know, we had a Sangha Noble Conversations gathering last night, and the main question this morning was, will anybody come back again tonight? And yes, you have. How lovely. Thank you. So we're in Ango, and we're working on the Lankavatara Sutra, which Roshi began to explicate on Sunday. And he's asked me to remind you that this work that we're doing with the Song of the Grass Roof Hermitage is kind of a how do you practice the Lankavatara? Or what is it like for someone who has realized the Lankavatara? And this poem by Shitao is giving us a little bit of a flavor of that. So we're getting both the sort of very high discourse of this sutra, and we're getting a more practical kind of like, what does it actually feel like to be practicing the Lankavatara Sutra? So we will continue on with where we left off, but first I will read the poem again so we can refresh our minds. I've built a grass hut where there's nothing of value. After eating, I relax and enjoy a nap. When it was completed, fresh weeds appeared. Now it's been lived in, covered by weeds. The person in the hut lives here calmly, not stuck to inside, outside, or in between. Places worldly people live, they don't live. Realms worldly people love, they don't love. Though the hut is small, it includes the entire world. In just this place, an old sage illumines forms and their nature. A Mahayana Bodhisattva trusts without doubt. The middling or lowly can't help but wondering, will this hut perish or not? Perishable or not, the original master, who is the master, is present, not dwelling south or north, east or west, firmly based on steadiness, it can't be surpassed. A shining window below the green pines, jade palaces or vermilion towers can't compare with it. Just sitting with head covered, all things are at rest. Thus, this mountain monk does not understand at all. Living here, she no longer works to get free. Who would proudly arrange seats trying to entice guests? Turn around the light to shine within, and then just return. The vast, inconceivable source can't be faced or turned away from. What is that? Meet the ancestral teachers, be familiar with their instruction, bind grasses to build a hut, and don't give up. Let go of hundreds of years and relax completely. Open your hands and walk, innocent. Thousands of words, myriad interpretations, are only to free you from obstructions. If you want to know the undying person in the hut, don't separate from this skin bag here and now. Don't separate from your body and mind here and now. So it's quite a beautiful poem, very evocative. And you can see as we're going through the stanzas how this truly is an expression of living the Lankavatara Sutra. Now, this hut is such an interesting thing, is it not? Where is your hut right now? I believe it's the cushion that you're sitting on. And this field of benefaction that you're sitting in and as. To just appreciate how this hut is always with us, right? The fresh weeds, the exigencies of samsaric life, the human condition of old age, sickness, and death, always with us. Yet the master is always in the house, always in the hut. Who is the undying person in the hut? That's what we're investigating. And also appreciate, in Mahayana Buddhism, we say all the time that the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas are there as soon as we call, right? To help us and to guide us. Truly, this hut that we all are sitting in, this hut of our body and mind and karmic position that we're in, is the Buddhas appearing before us and as us. That sounds like highfalutin words, right? But these are true words spoken to remove obstructions. You know, today, my daughter had a complete meltdown. She's got a business, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's not great, and she's getting tired of trying to run this business And so she just really lost everything, lost it all today. But she had a big gig. And there was something so beautiful about us being in this hut together with all the weeds of her just despair and her just thinking that there's no way she can do all the things she needs to do. And it was so beautiful to be in that hut with her as she was exactly expressing the truth of her life, the truth of her weeds. And to be with her in such a way that I know she is the undying person in the hut. And she knows that I'm the undying person in the hut. And even in the midst of the total crazy, which, trust me, it was a little crazy, a little scary, like, what's going to happen here? How's this going to go? The whole thing, right? It just brought us more into love with each other, going through that together. This is what Shitao is talking about. Recognizing we are all the undying person in the hut, covered in fresh weeds. And when we meet each other there, that total natural, unconditional love and frankly, that unconditional compassion as well will find a way to help us encounter one another and to work through those weeds. So I was very grateful, actually, for Dharma practice today. And I guess the other weed was my brother's funeral happened today, but there was a massive blizzard, now the blizzard of 2026, that was larger than the blizzard of 78. So all flights were canceled. Rhode Island, the whole state was shut down. I mean, it's pretty massive. So I wasn't able to be there physically because obviously our flights got canceled. Again, that same feeling of that undying person in the hut. We were able to do just a very short, simple service for him here. And again, just bowing to practice that just gives us that open road of like beyond space and time, beyond life and death. And that love connection still so alive. This is what Shitao is practicing. And this is what we are practicing here. Okay. The person in the hut lives here calmly. So calmly is not a given, right? Calmly is hard won, is it not? Right? We spend an awful lot of time calming people down. I mean, really. And quite frankly, the only way to do it is to follow the instructions, right? Yes, beginning instruction, you're sitting there, all hell is breaking loose. Really weird weeds are happening all around, right? What do? We see the weeds, we acknowledge it, and we let it be, let it go. Return to practice, right? So every time we do that, we're unhooking from our normal samsaric, egoic way of trying to like just make it through the day, right? And of course, its favorite style is like pushing away, grabbing, grasping, or ignoring. When we see the weeds, whatever's happening, acknowledge it, let it go. We leave room for something else to show its face to us. As Ikkyo famously said, meeting Mr. Original Face themselves arrayed in such finery, how could I help but not fall in love? Right? We're practicing that love, that original love. So, a couple of things about calmly. That's like one, follow the instructions. The second one is we're looking for something, right? When you go into the Dokusan room, we're looking for something. And what we're looking for is equanimity, right? We're also looking for concentration. Have you begun to really unify your mind and your body as one? And we're also looking for one of my favorite words, pliancy. Yes, isn't that the best word ever? Pliancy. Flexibility, right? Ease. Flexibility in your mind, not stuck, not fixated, free to move. Your mind is moving, right? And your body is actually relaxed, right? Your body is showing, actually telegraphing your concentration. And the weird thing is, you yourself don't know a thing about it, right? That's what's so strange. You might think you're like really, like, I'm getting nowhere. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm like a Zen loser or whatever. I can't make this work. But in fact, you are, right? So we're looking for pliancy there. And then we're also, this is sort of more result-oriented, right? So this calmly, right? It means that all three modes of the perception that Roshi was talking about in the Lankavatara Sutra are present, and you're really comfortable with all three modes of perception. So I'm going to go over the three modes of perception. If it feels all a bit too much, that's fine. Just let it like wash over you. You don't have to like figure it out. Famously, a teisho is dark to the mind, but radiant to the heart. So somewhere in your cells and in your Buddha nature and in the truth of who you know you are, this will land, right? So these three modes of perception that Shi Tao has functioning as he's calmly in the hut with equanimity, pliancy of mind and body, right? The first one is that he actually is seeing things as they are. Battery, cup, right? Clock. Seeing things in their particularity. We all do that pretty well, right? Unless you have like some kind of weird stigma. You know, I've had cataracts. And the one thing I remember about like this one's been done, but this one is kind of getting a little bit cloudy. It's really weird because it's like, oh, am I actually seeing that thing as it really is? Right? So that one's pretty easy. We've all got that. Then the second one is, oh gosh, this is, okay, the second one is right. The second one is seeing things interdependently, right? So whenever you see the clock, you don't just see its solidity right here and its beautiful clockness. It's not like the cup, it's the clock. You see its interdependence. So you see all of the different parts of the clock and its conditionality, how it came together. You see, oh, well, that wood is from the tree in South America that someone cut down and someone dragged around and with the chain and put it on the truck and got it to the woodworker and all the things, right? And the sun was there to help grow the tree, and the soil was there. You see the interdependence, right? You know that everything you see in its individuality is in relationship to everything else. And honestly, that's no small thing, right? That is no small thing. So that's the mundane version of interdependence. And then the super mundane version of interdependence is you actually have slowed down your perception enough that you can have cognition of this interdependence of your own consciousness as your eye is seeing the cup. So it's like a triangle. So the eye sees the object, and there's also an eye consciousness that registers the object. So this is the interdependent web that's happening in our own mind. So you have the interdependent web of like, oh, this is mud that's been around for like 50 million thousand years, right? And someone's hands that were living down the street made it. Okay, so two different webs of interdependence. And then finally, you see the suchness of the cup. You see the emptiness of the cup. You see the Buddha nature of the cup. Right? This one, the second one is a little bit, you can kind of get to it by science, you know, and thinking about it. It's not that hard, but what about the Buddha nature of the cup and the suchness of the cup? That, what about the formless field of benefaction of the cup, right? There's where the practice really has to show up, and that's what we're practicing. This beautiful, loving moment of the suchness of this cup. Right? So that when we're having difficulty with all the weeds, we understand and we know, we directly experience this perception, very importantly, is not just mental. It is physical. It is actually the union of the mental and the physical. luminous, clear mind and bliss body together. So because it's the intermingling of those two, we actually have to sit there and experience it directly, right? Because we're used to either going to one side, the physical side, or the mental side. We're not used to actually having a really clear union of both, because the mind tends to think it's in charge. So those are the three modes of perception. And there's Shi Tao, sitting in the hut calmly with all three modes of perception firing, right? So what's the result of that? Not stuck to inside, outside, or in between. Free, baby. He is free, right? Not tethered, not fixed. No clinging. Places worldly people live, Shi Tao doesn't live. Because Shi Tao has this direct experience of this Buddha nature, this unconditional love, this suchness, this magical, connective world, right? If you're just operating out of your samsaric ego, you're never, ever, ever going to get to taste that. Occasionally it breaks through, right? We all have those flow, cool moments. But then without training, it just gets swamped right over by weeds, right? The weeds come back. And we don't recognize that the weeds themselves are that great luminous mystery. The weeds themselves are Buddha nature. So places worldly people love, Shi Tao doesn't love. Realms worldly people love, Shi Tao doesn't love. Not attached to samsaric delights, seeing into the illusory nature, the impermanence of all those things we are just hell-bent on acquiring. We don't care who we hurt, ourselves, anybody else. All that anger and outrage that we are determined to express. And we don't care how much we hurt ourselves or anybody else. The most important thing is to express that outrage. Realms worldly people love, She doesn't love. We'll end there this evening. Dedicate the merit of this Teisho to all beings, especially my brother John on this day of his funeral. May everyone come to full and complete Buddhahood. May we take them there, everyone without exception. May it be so.
Vow to end them, Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings impossible, I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless, I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless.
Thank you all for your practice tonight. Well, that ends the streaming portion of our service. Are there any announcements?